Get full episodes of The Damage Report as a podcast on iTunes and Android, and you can watch the live show every weekday on YouTube TV. And now it's time to close out the week with a look back at what we learned in a segment we call This Week I Learned. Okay, let's see if we reached galaxy brain status. Brett, as we always do, we reach out to people with hashtag TWIL, which I think is also a bunch of other things. It gets reading the results a little bit messy, but
this weasel is loose.
This weasel is too loose, we learned that. But you guys sent us tweets about what you learned this week. Let's go to Joe Lima, who said, this week I learned the lengths the GOP candidates like Kobach and Kemp will go to win by attacking constitutional rights, by cheating, purging, and suppressing voters, and miraculously have, quote, issues with machines in certain districts. We must turn out in massive numbers to show what democracy looks like.
Vote, 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 vote.
Vote, vote, vote.
Now.
And keep the pressure on them in terms of voter suppression. It doesn't always help, unfortunately, but sometimes it does help buttress legal challenges to these acts of voter suppression. That has actually already been the case in this cycle in a couple of different areas. I forget the specifics, I probably should have prepped for that. But there have been legal challenges to some of these efforts to stop people from being able to register, things like that. And it has actually helped. So again, your activism does matter, continue it.
Really quickly, if you're wondering whether you can vote or not, you can look that up. Early voting is happening now. Many states, it goes up until like the last day before voting. So you can vote literally every day from now until then. But vote.org, Google how do I vote?
Any day, not every day.
You should.
We're not encouraging voter fraud, right?
Vote early and often.
Okay, so Teddy LaBarca. I'm just gonna say, so hold on, before we get to Teddy LaBarca, I don't often read right-wing tweets and think that they're particularly funny, but I did read one that I liked, and it was some crazy string of right-wingers, but one said, it really kills me that after I die, I'll be voting Democratic. That's pretty funny.
That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Really
Thank
funny.
you, right wing. That was the best.
Wow.
Okay, so Teddy LaBarca says Trump bid $10,000 at an auction for a portrait of himself and nobody would top it, so he had to buy the portrait and use $10,000 from his foundation instead of his own money. So we had obviously we've known about the portrait thing for years or whatever, but new reporting shows that he actually apparently had no intention of buying it. It was an accident and nobody else wanted it.
I love it so much.
The thing is, I guess the joke's on us though, because he could sell it now.
I just don't, yeah, I refuse to believe that people didn't want that portrait. It's gorgeous, he's a gorgeous man.
Okay, Matthew Hemsley said that Matthew learned that I'm a nerd after his own heart and you're a damn good miniature painter, thank you.
Oh yeah, those are great, John. Everyone needs to follow John Iderola on Instagram because
thank you.
He paints historical miniatures.
Historical.
Wait a minute, that pig is not a historical miniature?
The last one I painted was a pig riding on a man's back and its name is Piggyback. No, but anyway, if you go at John Iderola on Instagram, I do occasionally put up the things that I've painted and stuff like that.
Awkward to post your own Instagram on your own show.
It is, no one should do that, no one ever would. Ian McKenzie learned that attempted assassination's okay, polite protest bad. So we have worked, you can't parody the world we're in right now. They cared 100 times more about someone shouting at Ted Cruz as he's eating an enchilada in Texas, as they do about multiple attempted bombings.
There's a mailer going around of just people sitting like at a rally, just like with signs being like, "Hey, we're at a rally," and it's like, "These people are going to vote. Are you?
Yeah.
These terrifying, peaceful protesters."
Someone someone poured water on Tommy Lauren, and I guess she used up all of her care, because she has none left for domestic terrorism. Anyway, finally, Jared Sherman learned that nobody cares about Yemen yet. Well, thank you for continuing to care about Yemen. Yesterday on the main show, we talked about Bernie Sanders' op-ed asking for us to fundamentally change our relationship with Saudi Arabia. Today, Rand Paul is actually calling for us to end our support for Saudi Arabia's war in Yemen. So hopefully people will continue to put pressure on them. Thank you very much for watching this clip from The Damage Report. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and ring the bell on YouTube to get notifications of our new videos. And of course, you can catch the full Damage Report live every weekday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on TYT Network on YouTube TV.